Welcome back to another episode of Love Unfiltered. Today we have the cover girls, Trinity and Khadijah.
Hey.
Wow, we didn't think that this was going to happen because they have such busy lives and busy schedules, but
so fast. We knew it was going to happen, but
yeah.
we didn't think it was going to happen so fast.
But we are honored to have these beautiful ladies.
It's
My
an
seed,
honor and a blessing.
flesh of my flesh, here. And y'all get to tell me in the comments who looks like me the most, because I get that all the time. But I have both of my girls here today, and they are going to answer a couple questions that some inquiring minds want to know.
I think this is going to be an amazing episode. First of all, the fact that I know that everybody our whole entire culture is nosy, right or wrong. And I think, one, everybody's going to be tuning in looking for drama from the rip. They're like, oh man, they got all of them up here now, so they're going to be looking for some drama. But I think y'all need to tune in and watch the whole thing and see how this stuff goes. And we're going to get y'all a few lessons in how blended families is supposed to roll, man. I think it's some dope stuff, y'all, because, there's no handbook for, what we've done the last, 12 years or so, and I think now people just really want to hear, from everybody. So I don't even know where to start, man. Wendy, I'll let you bring us in and let them just take off with, just pass it off.
So I started episode 1 kind of talking about how I came to North Carolina with my two girls at the time. Trinity was 4 years old. Khadijah was 9 plus 4 is 13.
Don't mess it up.
15,
Khadijah was 14?
15.
15, yes. Okay. And I know that was a huge transition for both of y'all, because I remember some of the days we would just be sitting in my room on the bed crying about going back to New Jersey. So if y'all don't mind, give us a little bit about that experience and kind of, because the reality is that I took you away from everything that you loved, everything that you were comfortable with leaving New Jersey. Khadijah was an 8th grader in middle school. Trinity, you were the same age as Legacy right now. So for you was just rolling with mommy, right?
Right.
But so we can have Deej kind of start. What was that like? Because remember, I was a single mom, and I used to call you like my baby dad at times because you was my ride or die.
Definitely was a baby dad. But I mean, it was definitely a hard transition. What?
I'm trying to figure out what the hell does that mean. She was my baby dad. But
because I didn't have the other parent here. So she was my other parent.
I got you.
Yeah, it was me before there was you. But no, it was a hard transition simply because I was a child myself. So I had a lot of new responsibilities being in a new state where we didn't really have the support that we had, of course, in New Jersey. But it was tough. It was hard.
What was it for? Did you feel like I did it out of kind of being malicious? Or?
Oh yeah, remember I kept calling you a ruiner. I'm like, you trying to ruin my life. Because I had just established those best friends. I think I started liking a boy and everything during that time. So it was just like everything was stripped away from me. And I just felt like the world was against me during that time. Yeah. But everything, of course, played out well. I developed a passion for cheerleading. Well, the style of cheerleading down here. But yeah.
Yeah. I remember your first day of high school. Oh my gosh. First of all, she wanted to experience with cutting her bangs, Chinese bangs. I think we still got that picture. And it was like a mugshot. She was like, I hate my bangs and I can't believe you making me go to school. But here I am, always affirming and encouraging, like, girl, you pretty. She's like, no, mom, my bangs, and it make my nose look like yours. I'm like, come on, Deej. But now we got through it, and here we are, and you still got your swoop.
Okay, yeah, and you used to make me walk to that daycare to go get TT.
I used to make you.
Yeah, yes, I had to go get her.
That's some of the duties of an older
That
sibling.
is dangerous.
Don't do that.
What?
I was neglecting you.
You wasn't neglecting me, but I couldn't believe that I had to walk that far to go get a little kid.
Listen, that's what we got to do sometimes. Mm-hmm. So, Trinity, you were 4 years old. Tell us, I guess kind of what you remembered.
Vaguely, but I would say I remember different things. If you speak on it, I'll remember stuff like you coming to pick me up and stuff like that. But I'll always remember my elementary school, and I had a good time being it. My experience wasn't the same as Deej's. I loved my elementary school, so I had a really good experience being here. Before, I feel like when I got to maybe middle school. That's when I started like, I wonder what my life would have been like living in Jersey. But I'm very thankful that I grew up here, honestly, because of the education system in North Carolina. Yeah.
And then there was Lynch.
What was the difference for you living on two different sides of town? Because first y'all used to be over there like Brassfield area, like
Yes,
over there,
that's west,
right first,
west of
and then
Greensboro.
you came
To
on the
east,
other side,
northeast,
yeah, northeast side. So like, what was the difference for you in schools? Like, where'd you start at school?
Well, I was at this school called Coronado Middle, so that was just completely different. It was more so like, it was more white people.
Predominantly white.
Yeah, predominantly white. And then when I moved over to 2803, that's when I went to high school. So it was kind of like a mix of a lot of different races. So most of my friends was where we had moved into the house. So a lot of my friends were there. But Brassfield, I really didn't have a lot of friends because when we came down here, we were living in an apartment at first. So I didn't really go outside too much.
We went to that movies though. Remember Brassfield? That was the cheapest.
I do.
Oh yeah, no, you could walk in for free.
Yeah.
And mommy was like,
But mommy
kept saying we're not gonna do that because it was gonna come back on us and stuff. Remember? It was
The
so
police,
easy.
you the police.
That's
It was so easy to get in though.
She's trying to sabotage everything. It ain't coming back.
I remember mommy saying that. Yes, she did.
That is not, okay, let me make
You
this
were
clear.
5.
Come on, T, help me
Clear it
out.
up, T.
Oh, wait, I'm not. It's not going to be favorable on your side. But my mom swears that it's just like so horrible, like that's going to come back to you. They didn't say nothing about you walking in there. You walked in there.
Like, these kids, y'all know how she said she was walking to pick up that girl from the child care. They must have been walking to the movies when I was working. I don't know nothing about this.
Like, no.
So we on the other side, we on the northeast side, right? So how many years were y'all at
We were at the
3016,
apartment.
30, no, 3016?
2803?
No,
No,
down the
30
street.
Quail Oaks,
3016.
3016.
Quail
Oh,
Oaks.
that was 4 years. We rented the house for 4 years and then we got robbed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
That
gosh.
was set up.
Yeah.
Who set us up?
Well,
The prom party, when, you know, up north. So up north, what we do is when your child goes to the prom, you have this big send off. You do some appetizers, drinks, and you have the family and friends over. That was not a thing down south. And this was 2010,
11.
because that was like your junior
2011.
year. 2011. So, you know, I'm keeping tradition, had these people over. What was that, like a couple weeks later? I come home, my house is completely robbed. I'm the whole police. They done took the gun belt, the gun, the taser, all the TVs. But it seemed like it was kind of intentional because all the TVs were gone, but then they didn't touch my kids' rooms.
Our iPads was on the bed.
So it was things that there were some possessions that was still there. So it was weird.
and didn't they wait for you to like go
Yeah,
down the street?
knew my schedule. I would always
Go to the
send,
gym.
Trent off to school. Then I would go to the gym and I worked second shift. I think I was going for all of an hour. I came back. I went to open the door. I'm like, what?
That was a guy.
They kicked in the back door
That was
because I remember I came in asking, can I go somewhere? And mommy was like, you don't see our back door
And
is
you know
kicked
what's
in.
crazy? And I remember mommy picking me up from school early. And I'm all like, mommy was like, we got robbed today. I'm like, how? I looked at the TV. It was no TV. I was like, oh my God, no, we
just
really
blanks
got
on
robbed.
the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was crazy. And from then,
Did you
I
just
was like,
break up with somebody?
don't do me like that.
No, I'm telling. I'm trying to tell you what it
No,
came.
It was
No,
really
but
right
I
after
wasn't
prom.
No, but it was also something that happened when it was just me and TT home, and that's when you would come home late from when you had first became a police officer, and you used to go to the gym right after that. And I used to bring your clothes outside, but we were on the phone, and I thought it was mommy, but when I opened up the door, mommy was pulling up, and it was a guy that was like scoping out the house. And then mommy was like, it could have been him. It could have been him.
Yeah, I mean, everybody was a suspect.
Everybody was a suspect.
But no, I honestly, I truly believe it was that prom party because it was people's boyfriends, and you know what I'm saying. And me not really thinking that far and not thinking about, you know, my kids and our safety and what somebody could see. You know, it was a lesson though because that's why we are so conscious about who we allow in our home. But yeah.
I don't know, you throw a party every other week.
I mean, yeah.
Well, we know them. I know where you live. I know where your mom lives. Yeah. So
40 people just left this joint.
it's family though.
Oh, all right.
But shout out to Dee. She just turned 30 on Friday.
shout out
We got
to
a
30 in
grown
the
woman.
building.
Yeah, so we've been partying
And shout
all
out to 21.
week. And then 21, yeah.
21,
Y'all, I am broke. We got Lynch November 23rd, TT December 14th, Tootie December 20th, and Deej, I cannot wait to save some money. I do know your birthday. It's January 12th. Firstborn. She was born at 11:20 a.m. too. 112. And that's the same as your...
My birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I was born at 11:13.
Baby. 11:20 a.m.
Baby.
Big mama now.
But,
Why are we calling Big Mama?
Big mama now.
She over
All right,
it.
so where we at, man? So look, the people want to know, like, where
well,
we
I
at
said,
now?
and then there was Lynch. So a couple years, okay, so let me see. That was 2007. And then I got married. And okay, so I guess the question is.
I got a question.
Yes.
What did y'all think about the little introductory letters that I wrote? I think I wrote like
Let
one or
me
two
speak
letters.
on that because these.
Because I never got a letter. I didn't even know she had a pen pal.
Don't do me like that, Deej.
Yo, Mom, I ain't never get a letter
Lynch
from that
almost
man.
hit you at Summer Leagues in Jersey when me and him was dating. Remember?
What does that have
You
to
was
do with
dating
the
him.
letter?
Anything, Mom?
She gonna say a pen pal. She knew about Lynch from.
I said
Okay.
TT.
No, but I get what
I
you're
didn't
saying.
get a letter
Oh.
from him.
Okay,
Okay.
so I think I should speak on that because I was actually writing them. So I remember mommy writing this person, and then I'm all in her business like, who is this? Reading stuff, and all I hear is I'm reading marriage and stuff like, well, Mom, no, who is this? So then she's like telling me about him or whatever. This is his name is Lynch. You want to write him back? And I was like a mommy's girl. Like, whatever she said, I was rocking with it. I ain't care. So I'm like writing them, don't care.
6-year-old pen
Yeah,
pal.
right. She's talking about 6-year-old pen
I
pal.
was like 8.
Yeah, and then honestly, I feel like time just went by right after. Because I'm not going to lie, I didn't take it that serious. Like, it was okay, I was writing them cool. Next thing I know, you went and took me to go see him. Was that a secret
What? Yeah, because I don't know about this.
to anybody?
Oh, shucks.
I don't know nothing about this.
I think that that might have been under the wraps with us, because I ain't gonna lie, I don't think nobody knows that I went to go see Lynch.
I took my child to the prison.
I never know you went to the jail.
Yes, I would
Dang,
never
Deej.
forget that. Yeah.
You got trauma from that, dude?
It wasn't trauma, but it was an experience though. Like I remember what was it? They was counting y'all, like making y'all get in a single file line. I heard stuff shut. Like it was a real
That was
whoa.
trauma
Like,
to you, if you
and then
remember
they was
that. Shit, I
checking
still
us,
got
patting
trauma.
us down, like the security and stuff like
Dang,
that.
T, we ain't even asked you all this.
That's what I wasn't traumatized though.
We're
I
gonna
was
get
just
some
saying-
therapy.
No, it wasn't traumatic. It was an experience. And then honestly though, it was so crazy because I'm not gonna lie, like how I'm saying is so scary. But as soon as I met Lynch, he was so calm. I'm like, how is this person in this place?
talking about, too.
Like
My rider.
it didn't even match. Like his energy
How was he
and the
acting?
place.
Did he have glasses on at the table?
You know he did. He can't see. He had glasses on. I would never forget. It was that
mirror was
brown
up?
jump. No.
T,
Let me
let
tell
I
you.
never knew this.
I'm telling you, Bookie. It was the brown jumpsuit, and no, I was expecting that girl. I was expecting the phone,
the
like
phone.
him doing this. I'm like, oh, let's see how this about to go. But no, we wasn't like that. It was an open space. It was a vending machine.
We got him some snacks.
We got him some snacks. We actually sat next to each other. Did you have handcuffs on or no?
No.
No, like he actually, like he was just, I think he was, trying to feel me out, see how I was. But I feel like me and his experience probably wasn't what yours was because first of all, I already had met him at the prison. And then also, I'm younger. So I feel like it's easy to kind of, with a younger person, you could like.
And
all
you
right,
were
this
definitely more social when you were
was.
younger too.
Yeah. So, okay, what was your experience? What's the first thing you remember?
Initially.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing I knew that mommy had not a pen pal. I'm really not trying to be funny, but I knew that she had somebody that she would communicate with in prison. So of course I knew of Lynch, but initially, like, not gonna lie, when I finally met him, because I remember my senior year, I went to prom with one of my friends, so I had to fly to New Jersey,
Yeah, we
in
came
New
to Jersey,
Jersey.
yeah.
So when I finally seen him in person, I'm like, wow, like he really got out. Like, cause like I just knew him to be in prison for a long time. Yeah.
It was a mystery, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just like, and he was same thing. Like he was very, I don't know. He was calm, but he was I don't know. He just
By the
seemed
book.
very.
Well, she said he like a bulldog. His
Yeah,
muscles all big
that's
and
why I always
stuff.
used to call him Pitbull because he
Pitbull,
just
yeah,
reminded me of like a serious person. Like,
Yes,
was like,
he was.
How are you doing? And I'm just like, hi.
Right.
But
I had this one picture of y'all too.
In person?
Yeah, I had a picture of y'all too. It was we had it up, I think, in the other house before.
It
but
was it me kind of laying down? Was the
no,
one I
they're young.
posted the
They
other
were
day?
young. They were like really. It's just them two.
I was sitting
in
on the
picture.
car outside.
Nah, it was like
I had a blue
photo
shirt
shoot.
on.
It was like a
and
photo
TT
shoot
had on
picture.
the white and the pink and the green.
That was the
stripe.
same day, but I wasn't in that shot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was that
But
photo
no,
shoot.
but honestly, that didn't really do anything because there was a lot going on that day with
Right.
prom. So really was when he had actually like moved down here, and then I went to the movies and I had graduated, and I will never forget when I came back to the movies because Lynch didn't know me, like he didn't know because at the time, yeah, I still was a kid because I think I was 17, 18. About to
18.
turn. I was 18,
Wow.
but still was under mommy's roof. So I remember we came back from the movies, and he was like, "You're not gonna ask her for her movie ticket back?" And I'm like, "Movie ticket?"
Like, Mom, what is
Does he
this?
know I'm a virgin? Like, I don't need to curse.
Right,
Like,
right.
I'm like, Mom,
Mom,
what
is
is
he
he
serious?
talking about? So I remember looking at Mommy and I'm like, get him, Mom.
That's
I need to get him. He was just very strict. And I'm just like, he doesn't have to be like that. I just remember just trying to express to Mommy to explain to him, like, I'm a good girl. Like, he doesn't have to be so tight, you know, so
rigorous,
uptight. Yeah. But it was just different
No,
because I
do
also
remember
never.
because I used to be like Lynch. Yeah, you need to read a parental book or something because I don't have no problems and these are good girls. Well, not TC was still, but he just. I think honestly, I think then you probably didn't know and you just wanted to be a great father figure, but really you was just doing the most.
And that goes into my question. What was your like mindset coming in? Like, because I'm not gonna lie, me, if I've tried to like always put myself in other people's shoes. They already got their own dads. They already got their own attitudes, and I'm not a parent.
Yeah.
So what was your mindset going into it?
Well, I felt as though I ain't really say much of nothing like during any of them years. Like I really just was letting y'all do whatever you
That's
had
not
to do.
true.
That is not true at all.
That's
Like,
not
you
true.
was super
You was
duper
on
Mr.
us.
Lecture.
Yes, Lynch.
Yeah, you was
Like on us, on
I
us.
don't know what y'all talking about.
not in a bad way, but everything had to have a speech or like the same way you are today is what you were.
Right, but you're new coming
Definitely.
in, so it's like,
Yeah.
who? You
Like,
know what
what is
I'm
he
saying?
talking
No, I do think that he did. No, I can agree. He did sit back because I felt like I really didn't get that emotional bond with him too because he was so quiet and reserved. But like now it's like I know what will piss Lynch off. I know what will make Lynch smile. I know certain things. You know that. But
yeah, I
back
agree.
then he was so reserved that it's
Because
like
remember, we would all be busting it up, and then we'd be like, "Where Lynch? He'd be back in the room." It's like, "Come out here!"
Right.
And then Deidre was like, "Why did he do that?" But I get it. I guess for you, you were kind of trying to find your way.
Nah, the shit is the same now. Y'all just ain't know. Like if you think about it now, wherever y'all be at, I'll be in a whole nother room.
that's not true.
Because we could all be busting it up in the
Exactly.
room, in the bed.
And I'll leave out of the room.
But why?
Because we being loud.
No, because that be y'all time to bond, and I'm an introvert.
That's
so
respect, though.
I
That's
literally I be wanting to be by myself anyway.
Anyways.
Yeah.
So y'all, if you notice, you think about it. Like think about yesterday when everybody was here. I went upstairs. Like I don't be trying to. I be getting away from everybody.
Yeah, but I think when like stuff will actually hit the fan, you always voice your opinion now. Like you wasn't shy from it. So you were saying like you're reserved. You could be reserved, but once I get in trouble and I hear my mom's voice, and then I gotta hear what you gotta say too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you always, I think
So
that's
I think we had different dynamics of bonding because we bonded more over exercise, our time that we did with exercising because you went to school, then when you came home, you're freshman 15 or whatever that was, and being a cheerleader, it was like this, this like,
Pew! Say no.
well, we all got it. We all went away to school and came back, heavier. But the fact that with, being Champagne and you only wearing, limited clothes anyway.
I mean,
so if you wanted to keep going, you couldn't
Right.
go out there looking like anything. So
Right.
you was like, yo, let's get to it. And we, used to get out there and really make it happen. Like we running through the neighborhood getting chased by dogs.
no,
like,
for real.
like that
No,
shit
for
builds
real.
a bond. You know what I'm saying? So just
'Cause
little
it's really
stuff
like, is
that.
he gonna protect me when
And
these dogs come to
and
bite
if you
me?
going,
Right.
you going all day long, and we home, we working out. I got to take T to school, pick T up, stuff like that. So that's little stuff, just making sure that she doing homework, and little ways we can bond and things like that. Like those were little things that didn't seem like a lot then.
Yeah.
Were really the building blocks and foundation of our relationships. You know what I'm saying? So
I can remember Trinity's. Well, I don't remember what grade it was, but it was the father-daughter dance, and your dad
grade.
couldn't come. And I know how bad you wanted your dad to be there. And I'm like, well, Lynch. And of course, me, that's my husband. I love my husband, so it's like T. And she was like, okay, but I knew. You know, it's different when you want that person to be there. So that was for me, it was adversity. Like, dang, I don't want her to feel like I'm forcing this man on her.
Right.
But in reality, this is your life. This is your stepdad, you know? And I can remember TT, you know, once she started becoming an adolescent and when it was kind of like she wanted to be in the presence of her dad and like the things that Lynch would do, TT, I know that in a sense she kind of resented him for not being her dad or not and not being there. You know what I mean? Like even the rides to school or picking up from school, just little stuff when she wanted to start going to her mom.
Right?
We can take a break.
No, it's okay.
No, I'm not.
No, I didn't say that.
You about
I'm
to
not
cry?
saying that.
Yeah, that's a deep
It's
subject.
okay. No, that's real. I mean,
a break.
that's what that.
You can chop it up.
Honestly, the reality is that
It's all
we
filtered.
don't do this for play. We are being transparent, and this podcast is about realness. Like, this is about how you function, how you operate, how you face adversity, how you face your blessings, and this stuff. Like, it's real, and because my child is getting emotional, I feel it.
Yeah.
But
Oh, not
I just
supposed
want
to
to
cry.
take a moment to really just, for everybody, just to reflect on moments like this because there's somebody out there that is probably suffering or struggling or facing the same thing. This is real.
Yeah, it's real.
And when you
I
talk
think-
about it, it's healing. And when you face it and you confront it, you get through it.
Yeah, I think the biggest takeaway for anybody that has a blended family and maybe has a long distance relationship with their father or mother, that we never forced the relationships on
Right.
on any of the kids or on each other.
Right.
We just kind of let it naturally, organically happen and flow. We're going to have natural feelings. And a lot of what ifs and stuff like that. But we just let it happen the way that it happened. And I think I think for the most part it was I think it was healthy. I think it was healthy for everybody to just kind of there was no decision where you would say, well, your stepdad's here and
Right.
Yeah,
you
no,
just need to do
absolutely
that with
not.
your stepdad or this, that, and third. The onus was actually on Trinity, and if she wanted to do it, she could, or whatever, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to be able to, help out or be there wherever, whatever gap I needed to stand in, which was,
I will say that you definitely always, created that space and you never forced like I'm your stepdad and you're gonna do this and of course if we had disagreements and you had to stand up to let them know like no I'm not gonna allow this that and the third and that would be more so of maybe verbal, but I definitely can appreciate and I respect you for never like being in the way in that regard. And both my kids, Deej has always had a great relationship with her dad and she would go home for the summers to Jersey to be with him until she got to the age where she was like, I don't want to go to Jersey anymore. And it might be because she had friends, it might be because she was working, or it might be because she just no longer was that daddy girl that she felt the need to, be there, be in Jersey. And she had embraced being in North Carolina and having a life. And then, TT being younger, it was a lot different. And, but we got through it and we're here.
Did y'all have like the conversations where you may have been in her predicament, before she, like you being older than her, you experienced some things before she did. Did y'all ever have conversations where you could kind of talk her through the stage she was in, or did you ever express, some of the stages you were in with your older sister so that you can kind of coach her or talk her through some of those, or not really?
You talking about regarding you?
No,
Regarding,
just
like, in general,
yeah, in
things that we was
general,
going
just with.
I actually don't think we've ever had a conversation like that. Do you remember?
Well, maybe I don't understand the question.
He's saying, so like, was this stuff that when you were in college and I was younger that I was going through and I had to process that I was, needed you to, I don't think we, honestly, no. The thing is, me and Deej's relationship strengthened when I got older.
Yeah.
So,
I think especially when you moved to Atlanta, I think that's when we got
and just to go
more.
back, because I'm not emotional anymore, but that just kind of hit a nerve because I remember it. But I was getting emotional, and I am again because I wanted to not like Lynch so. Like, I wanted to hate him. I swear I did. I really did. And I'm like, it wasn't even him. It wasn't even that it was Lynch. I'm like trying to protect, my real dad's feelings because we already don't have a, solid relationship. And I never wanted him to feel like my child is building a bond with another man. And I didn't want him to feel abandoned. So I do want to say that I'm just so thankful. Oh, I was not going to get gangster. I hate this.
Here, boo.
I'm a gangster, but y'all, I be crying.
I'm a gangster, but I be crying.
Yeah, like, I will say, not until I got, like, my last year of high school, I'm like, I think that's when I first told Lynch I loved him.
Yes. Oh my
I gotta tell him, like,
Lynch would be like, I love you. And Titi would be like, okay.
I would be like, okay. I'm like, and it was so funny because I'm like, God just kept saying, like, I could see that Lynch was a very, emotional person. And he actually was very soft on the inside. I'm like, I gotta be mean. I got to. And it ain't because of him. It's because I gotta make sure my dad don't feel no type of way. And, But, like, I would never forget experiences like that where Lynch was really trying. And I want to say, like, I thank you that you was patient. And you didn't force me to make you, like, a dad. You know what I mean? Because it wouldn't have worked that way. Like, I had to get there by myself. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that was just a touchy subject.
I appreciate because one, I think I don't think that anybody's watching will really understand how mature you were to be conscious or aware of like your dad's feeling, like your biological father's feelings.
Right.
While you're, here in the moment, over here. And it's not like, there's it wasn't like how social media is now and we're putting up a bunch of stuff where people can kind of just peer into our life and see like, what we're doing and stuff like that. It's we either tell them or we don't, so nobody really knows what's happening. Right. But you were literally conscious of, I just don't want to get too close because I don't want him thinking that, I'm cheating on him.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Which is dope stuff because, 12, 13, 14-year-olds don't think like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that somebody's going to learn from, the stuff that you're saying right now. And, I just appreciate y'all for accepting me, and accepting your mom's decision to, just ride with your mom, for everything, knowing that she, kind of never put y'all in harm's way or anything like that. And give me a shot, you know what I'm saying?
I can remember, and of course, Deej being the older child, I can remember Deej like, probably like 6 months into the marriage, and Deej is in college, and I would go see her at Central, and she's like, Mom, you're so much happier, because it was a stage where I remember one day laying on the couch, and I don't think I was crying or anything, but I was like really chilling, and Titi was like, Mom, you gotta get you a boo. And I was like, I'm okay. But here's this child, like, I guess she could see that,
void.
In a sense, a void, and that I was lonely.
Can you move the fan out of TT's face? Though?
She was helping me.
But I remember moments like that, and then of course as time goes on, and we're married, and life is better because now we have a 2-family home. We got the dynamics of having a man raising women, and that they see, okay, this is actually how a relationship is supposed to go. This is actually how marriage should go. And Lynch has always been a gentleman. Lynch has always been respectful. Lynch has always been a great provider. He professes his love, like he said, like T said, she just would never say I love you, but he didn't have a problem affirming me as well as my kids. And even on like some of the roughest days, I would be like, boo, I don't know how you do it. I think I would have threw the towel in. And it's like, no. And I remember your dad was still alive, and I was like, boo, who do you confide in when, and he was like, I don't confide in nobody, it ain't nothing but a thing. I did a year in solitary. I'm like, okay, I guess that makes sense. But, you just figure you have to have some type of outlet or somebody you can confide in about certain stuff. And he just was always solid, and I was just like, yo, you definitely the one. Because we give you the business.
Yeah. Well, you remember, I remember when we took Deej to school. And it just seemed like at that time when Deej was at school, we didn't really have to. It was just like two separate things where we didn't really have to. I didn't have to worry about my relationship with Deej until she came home from school.
Oh, yeah.
And I got a chance to kind of build a relationship with T while she was away.
Yeah, T was like the only child then.
Yeah, T was like the only child and everything like that. So, I really enjoyed the fact that, because it was like the relationship was on pause, but not to bring up your past relationship or anything like that, but I enjoyed the fact where she brought the guy to the house to actually meet me, you know what I mean? Like, he had to go through the ringer. Like, I made the nigga work out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that type of stuff. So I just like that part made me feel like, a father. You understand what I'm saying? So just like, I appreciated like that when you did stuff like that. I really appreciated that, even though it felt like, you being away and growing up and, just becoming a woman. It just, when you come back, it made us feel like, oh man, like, yo, yeah, I'm really am like a stepfather or a real father. You know what I'm saying? So I just appreciate the fact that I was still included in, all of those like major things. Like that part made me feel like, because remember, like, to this point, I never had any biological kids. So to be included in like the big stuff or the decision making and stuff like that, it was just like, it made me feel like, okay, this is what like being a father actually feels like. You know what I'm saying? Just being there.
You fast tracked though, boo. I said, you definitely had the fast track, because, Deej was a freshman in college. TT was...
I think that made it easier though.
Yeah, well...
You know what I mean? I think that the hardest part was adolescence. And because TT was a good kid, we didn't have the rebellious stuff. We didn't have all that, where it's like, I'm just doing what I want to do, the black hair, black nails type of, I mean, not that me. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think because we didn't have that, because you were older and more mature, it was like it wasn't as hard. It wasn't as hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, the transition for other people could be like super hard when, they're in those adolescent stages, like going through puberty and things like that. That stuff get real rough because people are trying to find their identity and things like that. Because she had cheerleading and college and academics and work at, Buffalo Wild Wings, waitressing and stuff like that. Like, her life was full. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't really have to worry about, y'all was good. Y'all was really good kids. So, I'm just glad y'all wasn't knuckleheads and stuff like that, because that could have made our relationship
my man a
hell.
break.
Yeah, that could have made our relationship hell. But we got through those parts early, and then I guess TT goes off to school, right? No, well, Legacy comes.
Yeah, T gave us the... No, I did.
That's when I got rebellious.
Did she give us the business or me the business?
I don't know.
Sheesh. When I got
So,
pregnant.
who was worse? So you got to figure she was the only child for 9 years.
But no, when I told Deej I was pregnant with TT, she was so delighted. Like, oh my God, I'm a big sister. Deej was the only child of mine, as well as her dad's. And then her dad had a baby. I think me and his child's mom were pregnant at the same time. So she kind of caught it at the same time. And
Was that tough? Was that tough on you, Deej?
No, because I really didn't establish a relationship with my sister until a little bit later in her life years. So,
But no,
y'all was here.
No. We lived in New Jersey.
Lived in New Jersey.
Deej enjoyed being a big sister, but this one, I told TT I was pregnant. She was like, "You are way too old for that. Are you kidding me?" I mean, TT gave me the business up until delivery, December 19th.
Literally.
Because you forced her to come
And
to the
I
room.
did. I forced my child to come to labor and delivery, and it probably was the best thing I could have ever did, because when I tell you she fell in love with Legacy and was like, oh my God. Just,
And now
I guess,
it's a
witnessing
Trinity
that.
2.0.
Yeah, you had a rough delivery too. So I think that did you empathize with her with the delivery? You was in the room, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was kind of rough. Doctor was kind of standing up on top of you, pushing the joint out.
That was that head. That was that head. But I guess TT, like, kind of speak on that, because TT was the baby, and with Deej being grown and out of the house, you were like the only
It was
child.
just a lot of change. Like, I feel like I was like, all right, you got a husband. I was cool with that. All right, we move. It was just, you were a transitioning person. Like, you just always transition. And I remember, kind of like Deej, but kind of like Deej, I made the cheerleading team at Northeast my freshman year. Next thing I know, we was living in a different house, and it's this big house. I'm like, what did I tell you? I was like, I hate this house. It's dark. It's just, I keep hitting my foot on stuff. Like, I'm like making stuff up. But yeah, I was not ready for change. I think that was it. And I just kind of felt like how Deej said, was just like, what are we doing? Like, as soon as I got comfortable, she had changed it. So I think that was my whole thing. And then it was just like, I was always the youngest. So just,
you were my baby, so
I couldn't believe that. I was like, what? And my mom, like, she used to say she's never having kids again. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like, he just keeps trying stuff up for her. But yeah,
that was God.
For real, like, it was just like, oh my gosh, like, it was just a lot of changing. But Tootie is such a blessing, and I love her. I can't believe I was acting like that, though.
Yeah, I can't either. Like, you scared me.
Like, I'm learning that being emotional gets you nowhere. Like, I'm becoming such a rational person, and like, really, when I said I was putting myself in other people's shoes, I think that's why. Like, I'm considerate of everyone's feelings. So that's why, like,
you've gotten better.
Yeah, I have. That's why you saying, like, she forced me to be in a room. She did, but it was going to be my decision on if I wanted to be open. So I think when people just give me,
you would have closed your eyes while she was born or something?
open to
receive
it. Oh my God. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, what? I was saying being receptive, like, to actually having a little sister, because that is so true. The day that you were in delivery, I was like, all right, we gotta be cool. Like, she here now. Can't do nothing about it. So, yeah.
And you had to hold her.
Yeah.
No, remember, Legacy had to go to
The NICU.
Oh yeah.
the NICU, and they had the needles and they had the IV in her head, and the East tube was like, what are they doing? Why? And I'm like, it's okay, they're taking care of her. But, like, you know, that was rough for all of us, because we don't know, we got this newborn baby about 12 hours old, and they like, oh, we got to take her to the NICU. Mm-hmm. That crushed all of us. I was messed up behind that.
Go home too.
Yeah, it was Christmas.
Yeah, I was trying to get out of there.
Yeah.
Plus, I had did a diet leading up to her coming in. I had did like a transformation and everything, so it was pretty dope. Yeah, I was ready to be home.
Step into that.
Yeah. But yeah, so Legacy, this guy here, and things started changing a little bit.
No, I guess we could ask you, Lynch. So you had stepchildren, but never a biological father. So what was that like for you? You were raising girls since, let me see, Legacy was born in 2019. So for 7 years, you were the stepdad, and then you have your own child. How was that for you?
I think it was basically fulfilling at the end of the day. It was like completion. I felt like that now I was able to experience adolescence. I was able to experience, early womanhood. Now I had a chance to actually experience, the infancy stages. So it was basically making cycles complete. So I've got, the only practice I didn't have was changing diapers and, just being able to, do the things from the infant stages all the way up. And with, everything that I had learned on my journey as far as personal development and stuff like that, it was just like, I get a chance now to, pour in and mold and shape, somebody from the very beginning. And, with these two, it was like, let me prove to them that the things that I do or practice actually works. And I can only prove through, the fruits of my labor. So I had to tirelessly work to show, you guys that I was the example, or that the things that I'm doing actually works, or this is the way things are supposed to go or work. And, that's the reason why I try my best not to have any missteps, so that I can at least show you an example of the way, I want, you guys to see other men, or, whatever I want you to think that I want you to like in a guy. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't always work like that, but I just want to be able to show you, some of those things. But having legacy, biologically allowed us to, while she was in your mom's, womb, I was able to, kind of read to her and speak affirmations to her and stuff like that. And then, your mom gets depressed during COVID. So, I had more of those duties were on me because, she was just with me majority of the time and stuff like that. So, I was just, the whole time it gave me a deeper appreciation for you, because you didn't have a 2-parent, household to do that with them. So it gave me a deeper appreciation for your strength, and fortitude to actually raise them, basically, by yourself. So it just, I stepped up to do that because, I was here and that's what I'm supposed to do. But it made me actually, appreciate, what y'all had, going on before I even got here even more. So, I know, how strong all three of y'all bond is. And when y'all actually have bonding time, I try not to, I have your mom most of the time. So I actually try to, take myself out of that so that you guys can, still have, time together, because that's some super solid stuff that y'all got and you had to have in order to make it this far, just to give her enough room to, to be able to accept me and have me, you know what I mean? So I appreciate all y'all for being each other's rock, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Can you tell the podcast what I told you for this to even happen?
What?
How don't you remember? I said it to you in the car when I was like, Mom, you and Lynch always got projects together.
Oh, yeah.
And we was with you through the mud. That's what I told her.
Yeah. No, that was really no.
Yeah.
But
and we got to recognize that. You got to recognize the fact that there was, there was mud. This is all built from the ground up. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And these stages and phases that everybody went through to get to, another phase is they stepping stones, and you got to acknowledge each and every one of those stepping stones, because without one, then it's kind of hard to get up to the next one. So, you gotta acknowledge those steps, those phases and stages, man. And we got some more to do. We got a lot more to do.
But you touched on something. You talked about that you had to step up when I went through the depression, and like I think I'm sure, and I don't mean to say this to say you proved yourself, because at the end of the day, you love me, and of course you want to make sure that they see that and that they respect and honor how you love me as a woman. But I think they have a greater respect and level of understanding and love when it comes to marriage, and when it comes to unconditional love, sacrifice, and like literally the vows of marriage through sickness and in health. Like I was sick.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember, and this could be a whole other podcast, but, I just, one time, I was like, look, I don't care what you got going on. I just ain't letting you make no decisions while you're not in your right mind. So, we'll come back around the corner. We'll talk about that, later on, you know what I mean? But for right now, this is what it is, and we're going to get through it. But it was pretty dope stuff, man. Through all that time, you had to figure, TT was transitioning, getting ready to go to college, and, all that different type of stuff. So, we were just, figuring out how to, just make that the best transition for her as well, and just trying to be supportive for, the choices that she made. And I think TT, all of the transitions that you went through with your mom, even both of y'all, allowed you to, make a big move like, Spelman, because you were just so used to, environment and people changing so much. It was just like, this ain't nothing either. I'm going to Atlanta. Like, you know what I'm saying? And Deej did the same thing.
She
was like,
just did it with her career. Like she applied to be, what you do, Deej? I'll let you speak.
A teacher?
Yeah, you applied to be a substitute.
Oh, yeah.
And they was like, can we hire you permanently? She's like, hold up, what? But that's a leap.
Yeah.
When you are responsible to teach, and you're a part of the village, so that's a part of raising somebody's child at that such a young and precious age. Like, that's big. I commend you, because I was an SRO for 7 years with 11 and 12-year-olds, and they used to drive me crazy. So, and Deej, she loves it. What she tell us, TT? I never thought of myself as a teacher. I absolutely love it. I get to tell people what to do all day. We were like, no. And then, Deej, she loves talking about her students. And
Yeah, that's kind of scary. I can see like what type of mom I'm gonna be, because I literally talk about them all the. Like I literally wanted to put my caption, "Them kids fine teacher." Like really, like that's how much I love my job. Like I do.
yeah, no, but yeah, no, I mean, I didn't even think of it like that. That sometimes when you witness what your parents go through, it kind of it allows you to set the path, or just to kind of have the faith to see how you'll get through it as well.
Yeah. Well, I think you absorb everything, in your environment, regardless whether it's good, bad, happy, or sad. And, just, us doing, all the things that we did, whether most of them came out to be successes. I think it is a great service to them to see those transitions play out well, so that when they go make major decisions in their life, they actually can, trust and rely and believe and, have faith that they're going to come out, on a brighter side of things and a better side of things as well. And just knowing that you have support and things like that, not just from us, but, we have an extended family, you know what I'm saying? And we have, we just got dope relationships all the way around the board. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like
Community strong.
And not even a community. I mean, like I'm cool with your dad. I'm cool with your
Oh
dad.
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's just like we all like.
Yeah, Titi
like,
just said this morning. She said, my cousin was like, "Yo, your mom, like, I just couldn't see myself being able to have a party and invite my child's father and with my husband." But Titi, she said, "Nah, I mean that's wisdom and experience in life. Like, that's just one day we'll probably be there too. But right now, yeah, there's no way at 21. I would be like, what? Who? Never, But I mean, when I tell you, God will remove some serious hurt and damage and toxicity and all of that from you, and just allow you to heal and forgive and move forward, because I'm generally cool with both of my children's fathers. Like, I'm sure that if we ever went through anything, that we could call on them.
Yeah.
And just true, genuine friendships. And that's nobody but God that allows you to, be able to move past hurt and, just to let go of stuff. Like, you just feel so much better and so much healthier.
It's like all the sayings that are out there, like, we're stronger and better together, and together everybody achieves more. When you literally put the child as the priority, or have their best interests at heart, then at the end of the day, it's all going to play out, and make it a better way. But if we had to, just kind of leave people with anything out there, I mean, I think sometimes you have to take your feelings and your emotions out of the equation, and you have to put the children first. You know what I'm saying? And when you literally can look at them and think of what's going to be the best for them, and you extract, what you think or what you've been through out of it, then, you're going to come to a understanding with, the other partner. You understand what I'm saying? So,
Blended and blessed.
Yeah, it was super dope, man. Yeah. So, shout out to Ray and Melvin, because we literally do everything, so that y'all are happy. And that's all we want. We just want y'all to be happy at the end of the day. So, you know, I'm cool with them dudes. So I'm glad that they cool with me. You know what I'm saying? Because that, I mean, there's a lot of people going through a lot of shit out there with, you know, just because somebody, even though they're not together, they just don't want you to have nothing. You know what I mean? Out there, and I don't. And because you guys actually see this as a good, you know, you see this in a good light, then now there's another example that you actually have, you know, that can help you moving forward and whatever it is that you go through in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to go through the bullshit because you know that, you know, things can coexist. You know, other things can coexist at the end of the day. But any last words before we wrap this one up, man? They gotta give us something, something we missed or something we didn't say.
Or some advice to somebody who may be, you know, kind of in the same situation that y'all were in.
Advice? I don't know. I don't think I could give anyone advice on how to develop in a relationship with their step parent. I think my love more so came for Lynch, more so just witnessing how he loved you. And I'm not saying like me and TT and our relationship was completely different because of course I was older, so I felt like Lynch also had to get to know me without knowing me as a child also, because he didn't know me as a child. He met me at 17, 18 years old, so I already had my mind made up. Either I was going to like him, but I was going to love him for my mom. But I just feel like it's all really depending on how that person is treating the person that is my person, which is my mom. Like, Tisa's experience was different. She didn't want to hurt her dad's feelings, and she didn't like Lynch. But I don't say I didn't like Lynch, but I would say I kind of used to like have just a lot of like, I felt like for a long time it's just been me and mommy. So then when you came along, it was like, okay, part of her is going to her. Then when he came along, it was like, part of her is really gone. So it's just like,
Deej was like, you changed.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I know, I did. I'm supposed to.
Yeah, a lot of little pieces leaving. Yeah, the piece had to go to her first, then the piece had to go to me, then the piece had to go to Tootie.
Yeah.
By that time, it's just, dang, you only got a little piece left, huh?
Yeah, just a little bit. That's why I be so dramatic and so emotional. Y'all be like, why you do all that?
I got a question though.
But why would you talking about? Yeah, you know she about to.
What?
So
You can cry, but I can't swim.
No, you can't.
That's right, Deej.
But I do got these. Before we move on to TT, I got a question. So how did like the dynamics of our relationship, or does it, the dynamics of our relationship, the things we've been through and experienced, and you know the results that we had, how does that affect your current relationship with Marlo right now? Has any of that kind of spilled over?
Shout out to Marlo.
Yeah, shout out to Marlo. has any of that kind of spilled over into, you know, what you have going on now? You have some, you know, a dope relationship now. Did like even, you know, choosing, you know, Marlo, or like just some things. Just talk about that a little bit.
Definitely choosing him, because I remember when Marlo hit me up, and I just knew that he worked at your gym, and I remember you was downstairs on the elliptical, and I was like,
elliptical,
you know what I'm trying to say. So I was like, what's up with, and I showed you a picture, and you're like, oh, he's a good guy.
I tried to hook you up with Marlo.
Mom, because Marlo wasn't my type at that time. I liked gangsters and thugs and stuff. At that time, I did. But I remember asking Lynch, I was like, what's up with him? Lynch like, oh, he a good guy. But then, of course, he just broke up with somebody, So definitely shout out to Lynch, because he kept putting in such good word from our, like, literally just, it was really great word. But as far as, like, you know, my past relationship, I feel like that's a lot how we connected too, because you told me a lot of the things that I didn't want to hear, but I really needed to hear, like, legit. Like, I was like, dang, like, this is really how men think. So I always felt like I had free game and a cheat code to of not how to be a man, but the way men think sometimes. So I always appreciated you in that aspect, and that is why the past is the past. So yeah, but definitely y'all are very, of course y'all know that y'all inspire me in my relationship, but I also try to make sure that I don't adopt too much, because we are our own separate people. Yeah, so I don't want to expect so much from Marlo, because this is what Lynch does. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then also with Marlo, like, he'll be like, oh, you come from a good family, your mom's, and I'll be like, all right, don't expect too much, because also they're married and we're not. So there's a difference there. But definitely, of course, the fitness part, like, I just, I don't know. The fitness part, of course, that's within me. But Even as far as like us starting the whole fasting, we do fast together. So that reminds me of what y'all do. I'm like, they break bread together and they know what it means to starve. So it just be kind of like, I be inspired by y'all. But yeah, definitely it's a huge impact on my relationship. I don't know.
That's dope. That's dope. As you know, so it's dope that you say that because not a lot of people know that the first weekend in every month since we were, I guess since I was in prison, we've been fasting together. So the first weekend of every month, me and your mom fast together, and it's dope to hear you say that because sometimes we don't verbalize that, and that's a staple in our relationship, and for you to pick up on that and then add that, into your relationship, it says a lot. I appreciate that. That makes me feel great right there. That makes me feel great. So
because it seems like it makes y'all a lot closer, and I want to be super close with my man. Like I know that of course you have to keep some stuff to yourself, but I know that like you are my mom's person. Before there was I was her
you
person.
was the person.
Like
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So I want to be like that with my man.
So
like
never forget this: the fastest way to build a bond is to have a common enemy or a common struggle. So when y'all were going through whatever y'all were going through, and it was just y'all two, that strengthened your ties that bind. Right. So we intentionally strengthen our ties that bind every month by going through a common struggle.
The fast, yeah.
Right. So we intentionally put this struggle and adversity in our life so that we can get stronger and grow stronger together every single month. And we renew that tie every single month. So just practices like that make you stronger. It's like going to practice when you were cheerleading or whatever. They take you through some crazy stuff just so that you can be better when you're cheering at the game. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So you got to go through things like that. But never forget it. Like when you and your friends are away at school, y'all build a bond because y'all all going through the same thing. You know what I mean? And you can intentionally do this stuff with whatever it is that you got going on. But to see you add that to your life and in your relationship, it just says, thank you for watching and paying attention and believing that, that stuff works.
Yeah. And it's just a little weird because Marlo kind of not acts like you, but y'all kind of are very similar in a way. So,
yeah.
And because I know you, I kind of know how to not handle Marlo, but it's like, okay, I've dealt with
Similar
someone like this before.
characteristics and stuff like that. Yeah. He's a good guy.
How they gonna help you when you get your next boob?
How has just some of the things that, we've gone through or been through, kind of helped you, or what have you used or taken from, this whole experience? And it doesn't have to be with a guy. It could be just in anything, because we bond sometimes over your papers and your work, your school work and things like that.
I would say it goes into how much I want reading books and stuff like that, strengthening my knowledge and things like that. That would come from you, with the studying and stuff. No, because he's a bookworm. He is.
Okay.
And then listen, with you,
I done helped you write some papers now.
And then with my mom, I would say, I take a lot of being a transparent person and being a personal person from my mom. I think that's good too. That's what I take from her. But I think I have the best parents in the world. I will say that. I do. It's a good balance. And I feel at 21, I just be absorbing everything. Even though I be calling y'all old, y'all's ages are perfect because it's y'all, I think 40s, the 40s, y'all have experienced things, but it's still stuff y'all probably don't know. And y'all don't mind saying y'all don't know. Mm-hmm. And I feel I teach y'all stuff too because I'm in college. So it's
because I feel when I was your age, they acted older to me. Now, mommy has a Yankees hat on. She's the baby has Yankees, and she
it's
always
the
want to
perfect
do
mix.
a dance.
I always say being the middle child, and now I'm thinking I'm the middle child, but I'm the middle person in the family too. Because Tootie's so young, but I just take I love saying it's Deej is 30, so I could just take everything, all her experiences, and I can learn from him. Lynch, his experience, him going to prison, even though that's a big thing, and I would never hope I would be in that situation, but it's stuff that he's went through, and he'd be telling me, and I'm okay, yeah, you have to learn, you know what I mean? I just take a lot from everybody, especially you too, my mom. I be taking a lot of stuff from her too. That's why I be saying I admire her so much, because as a woman, I don't know, I think her strength just be everything. And when I be going through my little stuff, because I know I'm 21, so the things that I'm going through, I'm thinking it's the end of the world. I literally be finish line is being like Wendy. So
That's good stuff.
I'll take that.
That's good stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, Wendy, what about you? Give us a little something.
What?
I mean, you're the glue. You are the one that everything touches. So everything has sprung and come from you. Like, tell us what you actually think about how this all played out. Like, this is you had to have the vision for all of this. You had to have the vision for our relationship to be what it is. You had to have the relationship for them the vision for them to actually be okay with it, and they're going to be okay. So, tell us just a little bit about, what that initially, like, what did you initially see, like, with all this? Because, when there's no vision, the people will perish, and the people hear it are our family. So, we had to stand on your vision for quite some time, and we had to go with whatever you saw.
When your faith honors God, He will honor your faith, and in exchange give you what you're in need of.
Okay.
So God knew that I needed a husband to complete my family, and I had the faith to believe and trust in Him. And here we have Love Unfiltered.
Yes.
We love each other unconditionally. We mesh well, we argue, but we love unconditionally. And I mean, honestly, it's so crazy that you said that, because last week I was thinking about the next episode if Khadijah and Trinity weren't able to make it.
Yeah.
And then when you just said that, I remembered my notes, but I wanted to say them verbatim. But honestly, vision is not in the sight, it's here in your heart. So you say that all the time, but honestly, like, it's just something that I prayed for. I literally prayed for just a healthy relationship, a great husband who would accept me and my children and lead us. And that is exactly what He gave me.
Well, thank you for your prayers. And let's thank God for answering those prayers, right?
Thank you, God.
Yeah, thank you.
Continue to pray, Lord. We will continue to worship and magnify You, because times is hard.
That's right.
Life is hard, and we just got to continue to trust and believe.
Because it's been tough.
Right.
It has.
It has been tough.
Well, and you gotta have tough skin for this family too, because y'all can,
Because
y'all man, y'all tough.
No, we
man.
was tough. I remember my 24th birthday, I sent Lynch a long text message just apologizing for anything that I had put him through, because I felt like put him through the ringer. And then, of course, yes, and then I was an influence, because I'm the older sister, so sometimes I had to be like, all right, because you used to go NT.
You think so? I don't think
Y'all wasn't that bad, man. Y'all wasn't that bad. So it was one or two incidents, but other than that, I thought it was, I didn't think it was that bad. I enjoyed y'all. Yeah. I still do. So.
But to you all,
yes.
Let us know how you liked this episode.
Yes,
so
we need some
like,
comments.
subscribe, hit that button, and
we need
make
some
sure
comments though. We need some questions.
we need some questions to so we can just continue this. So we could be successful, engaging, and we get great reviews, and we're extremely grateful. I'm sure we made a couple people mad. It was something I said, I think, last week, and
you got
Super
backlash.
safe, super
it was
safe, super single.
extremely bad. Yeah, it was the super safe, super single, and I meant it.
I think that.
And I'm not taking it back.
And I'm not taking it back.
Now, a lot of people like that. I think a lot of people like that.
No, it's just real. And anybody who truly knows me, they know that I'm real. And one of my girlfriends, she did a post and she was saying that, sometimes you just really have to get to know people. I think I rub a lot of people the wrong way, but it's because you don't know me. But if you know me, you can only love me. I love unconditionally. I love hard. If you're down for me and I'm down for you, I believe in reciprocity. And I believe in, blessing those who bless me. And it's not about what I can get from you, but and that's just love. And it could just be me dropping a word to you or something like that. But you just got to get to know us. Yeah. Of course, you got to get to know me, but I'm not so bad.
Well, I think
I'm not so bad.
Without going into a whole other podcast, honestly, I just think that what people don't understand is, one, you're from up north, and two, you were a police officer. So, you got to get past those two things first before you're going to let your guard down and let people in and stuff like that. So some people just aren't as open and friendly, in the inception, as other people may be. And, a lot of people here are actually from here.
Yeah.
So Southerners are more warm, they're more open,
Yeah.
they're more they're just more inviting.
Yeah.
And we're more standoffish and protective and things like that. So if people don't understand that, then they're taking you the wrong way and things like that. And then a lot of people, a lot of people don't like success. A lot of people look at you and they just think you are a certain way because
like
you
it happened
win,
overnight or something.
because and stuff like that. And the reason why the podcast is so dope because people, they want what you have, but they don't know what you had to go through to
endure.
actually get it. And then we actually tell them all these real stories. We just we play a part on TV. Like you see what you see when we get outside, but
Right.
you don't get a chance to see what we go through in here.
Yeah.
And then now you're like, oh shit, like I ain't even got no kids, and I'm hating on them, and they got a blended family, and they made it through the joint and all that. Like people don't understand that, and you got to go through that while you putting on a blue uniform with a badge and shield, and then go serve and protect out there, and then come back here and do that.
still,
And somebody hating on you for going through all that
Right.
because you telling them that you happy. You know what I'm saying? And they looking at you like you crazy, man. Shame on y'all, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, listen, man, we want y'all to like, subscribe, share, make comments, give us some questions. We love for y'all to, ask your kids to ask our children questions because you may be going through something similar and maybe they may have an answer for you, they may not. But there's no handbook for this stuff. All we can just show you is how we did it, and we can tell you what we did. And at the end of the day, if you want to take a little something from that, then hey, be my guest, man. But they say you know the way, you go the way, and then show the way.
Show the way.
And that's what. Guess what? Everybody else we can be better at the end of the day. What you say, boo? Love Unfiltered. We out here.
Love Unfiltered. Good.
Peace.